Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Barbarian and this is Imperator Rome and I'm here with a mod, and you can see that it's a mod because there's some naming issues here, but this mod is beautiful because what it is, it essentially grabs a time-lapse function that is already in the game and lets us witness the entire history of Europe and of course also India as we played through the game. Now, I didn't always see everything, and we're going to take a look at just Rome as it looks like, and, you know, who rules it, which families are important, which is the most important family. We're going to take a look at that in a second. I want to do just one major run-through of this time-lapse, and then we're going to do a second one, because these are very, very quick. I think we're going to focus on this region. I just want to see how it developed. But what you can do is you just click here, and I'm going to click fast-forward, and then I'm going to slow it down a bit, so that I can talk about it. I think this is fine. So we can now witness, and the troops, by the way, are the end troops of the game. So I'm going to stay on this zoomed out version. You can see our expansion over here as Rome. We conquered first the south, of course, then we started going north. I can't even remember that. Oh, that's Genuazia. Here we started going north. We slowly took over the entire peninsula. While, for example, here the Aresia were the biggest faction when we left off. In yesterday's episode, they were the biggest faction. You can see they start out fairly early as well. They did face a revolt, whereas we never faced one. And we obviously blob a bit more efficiently than anybody else. Nobody really was even close to being as effective about blobbing here. That's just, you know, the way the AI works. If you play Rome, expect to be Rome and kick ass. I think next comes Carthage. Am I wrong here? So that's Venezia. We're going to speed it up one bit. Now it's a bit quicker. Yeah, next comes Carthage. We just take the island. They did land here. I remember that. That was so cool when they decided to kind of ship everybody in, go around, capture a port, then bring in the main force. I loved that. Then we continued. I think we finish off Sicily and then we go up there. Yeah, now we go north because we were attacked indeed at the start, I believe. But one way or another, we did destroy everybody standing in our way, didn't we? Damn, did we have this long of a resting period? The Aresia, by the way, is still growing. Kinda cool. That was the biggest first land grab, and then we were ready for an absolute massacre of Carthage. We just went down there, and honestly, starting at this point, the game was over. Because we just had immense amounts of troops. With that being done, I thought we'd, like, kind of clean it out here, right? Veneto next. It's interesting to see all of this in, you know, a speedy playthrough, and I gotta just, like... A moment. Here we go. Turn the music down a bit. Alright, I'm back. Hello. Yes, and now we eat Carthage. We eat the big chunk in Iberia. And then I decide to go kind of, you know, to take this coastline at least somewhat. And everything that happens afterwards is the AI. You remember, or actually everything after we conquer Macedon here. You remember that is where we left off. And I didn't do anything after that. I just let the game run. And now we're watching it continue. I didn't never really smoke these out. I just was like, you know what, let's just head in over there. There you are. Rome takes it, and now it's just the AI. So what did the AI do? I left the AI in a spot where they had land everywhere, so that they could go around and kind of eat people left and right. They also took Crete, to be fair. They did take Crete. And my idea was, maybe we get them this way to kind of focus, and Egypt just took this. Let's speed it down a bit. Egypt just took this, disgusting. But my point was kind of to kind of go ahead and let the AI not exclusively blob into Gaul, which is what they do if you don't give them overseas territories. But look at this, they try so hard here to take over Macedon. We obviously can't see the armies anymore. But that's some pretty cool stuff. So they actually do try to go for this entire area, instead of just focusing on Gaul, for example. Aresia, of course, already on top of their game. They did take... Yeah, that's actually Pellas. So they took the capital of Macedon, and then they united their western belongings here. Quite aggressive, I like it. They also took some stuff north of the Alps. Didn't connect this yet, but they did connect all of this, which is very, very nice. Still holding on to Crete. Egypt blobbed in here, but has been slightly defeated. Macedon now migrating to the Black Sea. Armorica, oh, there we have a formidable. The Gauls formed Brittany, pretty much. And oh, they're now taking some trade posts here, some trading locations. I like that a lot. Oh, they're also being sieged down by whoever that is. Don't actually know who that is. Like, which country this was. I can't remember. But Rome's doing fairly well. Obviously, you know, the strongest force over here in the known world. The game's going to run for about 100 years more. I let it run a bit further than, you know, what it usually runs to. 120 BC. I think it ran to like 21 BCE. And it usually ends at 27 BC. But as you can see, Rome is expanding nicely. I like this. I really, really like this. They are also losing to Macedon over here, it appears. But they are coming back from that. Can they actually eat Macedon here? That would make it quite beautiful. And look at this. Rome did get attacked by Phrygia there and then took this land. Out of all the locations they could have taken. Wait a minute. I gotta... Can you rewind this for a second? Wait, no, I want it. No, shit. Now we're too far. Did they actually take anything in this war here? They took this, right? I don't think they took something up there. They didn't actually take... Oh, and there they come. Oh, they ate Macedon. That is beautiful. I love that. They actually focus on that. They also focus on Iberia, as you can see. They did eat their way in there. And now Carthage at war with Rome. First gains by Carthage, but then Rome just came back. And as you can see, I actually like how that works. Once they have access to different areas as well as a navy, and here we are, by the way, this is 733, they do go into different locations. They ate their way in here, and while they are being sieged down by Phrygia right now, I think they'll be fine. So this war, by the way, for Phrygia was started by the Roman AI, and there is one glaring issue, and I'm going to close the replay loop right now. We're in February 733. I'm going to zoom in as Rome, and there's one glaring issue. Are you seeing this? I don't know why. I don't know who decided this. I don't know what kind of bug it is. But all the AIs get rid of their forts. At least in this safe. I haven't checked it in anything else. So the way I see it, that is very, very problematic from a gameplay point of view. Because it makes it very boring if you have no forts to conquer. Obviously a bug. But more on that I don't actually know right now. What I do know is that Rome did quite a nice job to secure something akin to the borders before Caesar came. Before Caesar came, Gaul was not a part of it, so they only held, you know, this area pretty much. And they did, however, hold this, I believe, directly. And then this was all dependent states. They held also this, and Egypt was a dependent state. But of course, this timeline is not exactly the same. Egypt is very, very strong, but has been fought back by the Romans. And if we gave Rome more time, they would surely finish what we started. I mean, just look at the score. Absolutely outrageous. Who's Chara, if I may ask? Ooh! So one Indian prince withstood the test of time against Moria. I'm just gonna let a quick replay, like a really quick replay, run through here. Moria, of course, an absolute beast. We have Pandya. Was that a formidable that we just saw there? Somebody create a formidable here. Oh no, there's Chara. They're already here. Interesting. So Moria, of course, blobbing west and giving the Seleucids trouble, but the Seleucids have been troubled this entire game. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. There's a long period of stasis here, and I think then... When does Chara go ahead and actually start killing people? Pretty good on tech as well. Oh, there you go. Now it's time. Yeah, Chara now clearly in the initiative. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. How many... Wait a minute, let's go back a bit here. When did you fall apart? How many years did this Mauryan civil war last? So... Why are you not... Now you are, okay. So when does it erupt? This is pretty cool. I like that. That's a massive civil war. Erupts in June. But I believe, and we can't see it here, but I could see that Indravana is rebelling, and then there's an individual revolt formed here. Was that a civil war? Tough to say, honestly. And now look at them. Holy shit, dude. So the thing is, since they don't have any forts anywhere, everybody got rid of their forts. You can see that here. Since everybody got rid of their forts, what happened is, obviously, land exchanges the hand as though there is no tomorrow. It's very, very intense. Jesus Christ. How many years did this go on? Wait, are you joking? Wait a minute, I gotta go back again. Did this not start in 10? Oh my god. Did you see how many years this war lasted? I didn't look at it once. Oh my god, that's crazy. 610 roughly it started, right? And then it ended in 645. So that explains why Moria didn't go anywhere. You know, they were pretty good, but they are behind in tech, as you can see here. They're like 4 techs behind. Rome is a bit ahead as well over Moria. And just look at these troop counts. But that's interesting. That is an intense civil war. Good lord. That's extraordinarily intense. And then we have them essentially stagnate here, getting some incursions every now and again. Yeah, I mean, had they not done that, they surely would have been in a better position directly against Chara. Chara has 125, decent manpower. Oh, I mean, Moria is clearly superior, but not using their strength really here. But damn, honestly, unexpected. I like looking at that. That's a great show of force. And after that, there's just, you know, they're just stagnant because literally nothing changed. I want to take a look at this region again. I know the Seleucids and the Phrygians kind of, you know, go down in flames, but I want to see, I know Parthia was formed. I want to see how Pontus, I believe this is Pontus or something. One of them anyway, I think this is Pontus. How they rose up. So when did the rebellions start here? Phrygia already splinters in the early 460s, as does the Seleucids, so like 20 years in. Phrygia then never stops splintering. The Seleucids catch themselves during the fall, but just can't survive over what is going on here. And I mean, that's just, at that point, they're just really done. I mean, just, you know, that spells out the end. If you're not stable enough to take care of all of this, then what's the point? Maka used to be stronger, and then pushed out, and Moria, I didn't even see this earlier, took this. Now, by the way, these can form, I think it's called Yemnet. They can fall the Yemen. So, this is a formable over there. There goes the rebellion. I see, Jesus, that was such an early move towards the downfall. The Egyptians held themselves bravely, but Egypt is very, very easy to play because you get absolute acceptance. I don't know what this is, by the way. Never talk to my son, to me or my son ever again. Egypt, definitely one of the main contenders as like the big clash here for Rome. It's a bit of a shame. The thing is, Egypt was very strong, and we saw Egypt grasp for Greece as well, which is not even that unlikely. They are a Hellenic dynasty. I like that. You know, when we go back here, we will see that as well, that Egypt actually did try to go for these provinces, and that is super cool. I definitely welcome that. It's a cool thing. Oh, and Rome at some point held land down here, but it's a cool idea. Egypt being the Carthage of the East would be something that I would like to see in many playthroughs. So here you go. Here you have Egypt hanging around as the force in southern Greece. That is a pretty cool thing. I would love to see that more often, primarily because then you have a second phase. So if you start out as Rome, or as Carthage for that matter, you would start out, you would defeat the other, and then you would be done. There's nobody else when it comes to boats. Nobody focuses on it, and boats as it is pretty boring anyway. If Egypt went stronger for boats, so they take Syria and the Levant, right? They take all of the good resources here, and then they just hop across, grab what is theirs, and carry on. That would be quite nice, I feel. The last thing that I want to look at is, let's look at the Barbarians. Let's just have a full playthrough of the Barbarians. I need to zoom out one more, I think. Hey, take away those troops. Wait a minute. I think I can stop that. I think if I click here again. Now it works. Beautiful. Alright, let's take a look at this. We have Semnonia blobbing very early on and then getting eaten by Langobardia after having a revolt. The Paresia are blobbing very, very early on. The Betorgia as well. Honestly, that's some proud tribal alliances here. Paresia just generally being very, very strong, as is Herulia. Oh, and Saxony was formed this early. See, Saxonia is a formidable if you hold like these territories about. It's fairly small, but that's very, very early. And you had a bit of a clash of the titans here between Herulia, Saxonia, and Dania, and whatever this country was. Amorica, wait a minute, I gotta go back. When did Amorica form? Venelia? Amorica formed very early on as well. You don't need that much for it, do you? Oh wow, they were just way larger than I ever knew. I had no idea. I guess you only need like this territory roughly, and then they get the asterisk belt thingy. Alright, but let's go on. I'm more focusing on Paresia because we know what's going on down here. We've seen it with Rome. I want to see how Paresia did it, and I want to see what they are in the end. If they're still a tribe, then that is an issue. Like that, you gotta make them civilize at some point. If they didn't civilize, then what's the point of the entire ordeal, right? We have Texalia keeping their independence, Paresia actually blobbing into all of the islands, and then there's a rebellion. Oh, did they give some of their tribes independence? I think they did. So if you have unruly tribal clan chiefs, you can give them independence like this. I don't know if this was just temporary or if they're going to stay there. If they did, then we can take a look at them. Saxonia, in the meantime, Arelia, absolutely... They're just crushing each other all the time because there are no forts. The no forts thing is definitely an issue and we can see it. But Aresia is falling apart. I mean, look at this. Alright, let's have a look at you. Aresia, how are you doing? You're still a settled tribe, and that is a huge issue. When you have 74% country civilization level, that's the point where you should reform. They just don't have the laws enacted. Had they had the laws enacted, you could even say that as Rome, you have now a civilized enemy up there, but instead, everybody just stays... Oh, that's an issue. All the tribes, they stay migratory tribes. All of them stay whatever they are, despite all of the civilization going around. How are you doing really? Oh, you actually friends. Interesting. The Elitovii. Alright, anyway. Interesting stuff. The tribal areas later on in the game in Gothonia, also pretty big. They 100% have to civilize. If they don't, what is the goddamn point? But other than that, who rules? Faustus Pomponius. A family that we hadn't seen, and indeed an entirely new family. He made him, his name himself. Well, maybe not a new family, but definitely just currently him. There might have been like a different branch in history that, you know, we just didn't see. In government, we have the leadership by Puniki. Isn't that like a term for somebody coming from the Punics, aka from... No, he is descended from Noric Druidics. Oh, I haven't even... I'm excited for the culture map in a second. Let me just... Galant Punicus. So they came from the Arverni. So a Gaul tribe integrated into Rome. That did historically happen. They did. Caesar, in particular, gave the Gauls that lived from, you know, roughly over here, he gave them rights as citizens. And then there was a joke where essentially, you know, oh, the Gauls are coming and they're asking for the way to the Senate. Something like that anyway. Pretty cool story. So he's descended from barbarians. Then we have Archippos Heladus, who is descended from whomstuff? Nobody. Weird name. Heladus. Then we have, of course, Faustus Pomponius. No family history there. Spurius Valerius Corvinus. Amazing. I love it. The Valerii family still exists. And I mean, that's a lot of family prestige that they assembled here. And they are in direct lineage to Marcus Valerius Corvus. Remember him? The legend that I told you about in episode 1. His family made it. And then we have Mettius Ogulnius. The Ogulnius family also made it. Which brother? Whose brother are you? With Quintus Ogulnius, right? So yeah, that's him. Quintus Ogulnius. Oh, that's exciting. How are we doing in terms of families and prestige? So we have 1,500 for the Sempronii. Are they... Oh, no. We have the Valerii dynasty. Very, very... Did the Flavii resurface at any point? Audaxii. It does not look like that was the case, but there's a lot of very influential ones. Onomastete, apparently. But that might just mean that they were big, you know, like big animals in a different country that got annexed. Oh my god, the Menites. Who are you? So he's a governor. He's Roman Hellenic, Lycian Hellenic. So from over here, they must have annexed Chios or something. Who is Timotheus, the former Persian nation of Lycia? Oh, that's pretty cool. So they became part of Rome fairly early. Oh, I mean, that's 40 years ago. That's not that early. Interesting. Oh, man, that's cool that you can trace it through the regions and where they conquered. The Marganii of Rome, of course. Okay, we don't know. Maybe he's just like a natural character that was created. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I mean... Is it actually that foreign family that is the most famous one that we have in Rome? The Menites, or Menites. 3,500 family prestige. I guess they were the rulers of that location. Who is the most famous family that I can see here? It has to be the Valerii dynasty. Yeah. The Valerii dynasty is the official winner of this round of Rome. They are the most influential family in Rome. They have put their mark all over the Republic. And look at this, they did go for the enslavement efficiency. Very nice. How's Rome looking in general? Oh, look at this, a major crowded city. 550 slaves. Once the enslavement efficiency was in, they just actually plundered everything. Alexandria, of course, can't rival it at all. Let's take a look at the culture map. We have a lot of Roman going on. They didn't reform, like they didn't focus on it as much as I did, I don't think. Look at this though, they did a pretty good, damn good job over here. When it comes to religion, they spread it throughout Iberia. They will remember themselves as Iberians. What's going on? Oh, Rome apparently has colonies in northern Gaul. And must have had them for quite some time, because everybody is Hellenic. Foreigners, but Hellenic nonetheless. Interesting stuff, honestly. That is sincerely interesting. Obviously, the most populous area is the Boot. You can see that here nothing rivals the Boot. The Seleucids, this starts as the most populous area, but they have been plundered so often, there is no population there anymore. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's some good stuff. There are barely any barbarian hotspots anymore because they are just like, you know, pushed out by the civilization level. Other than that, is there anything? I mean, the civilization map mode, I guess, but everybody at some point at this game just goes that high. It's just, I'm frustrated about the tribal playthrough, or the tribal gameplay that they give us here, because they just don't settle, or they just don't become civilizations, and that's just a bit weird. Now, Rome, of course, trading with everybody, very influential. Everybody knows them, everybody trades with them, everything that is purple trades with them. And look at this income. How many cities do they have? 1,124. If we proclaimed a dictatorship, can't do it right now, obviously, but if we did, wouldn't that be cool? Can I do that just to see how exactly? No, we can't get them up there. Oh, actually, I could get them up there. Oh, that's interesting. You know what? I'm gonna just give me one moment here. Tag Rome. Actually, I have to enter observe first, then tag Rome. No, get out of here. Tag Rome. Also, now I can turn off the... Here you go. I had music in the browser because the game didn't give me any music. But here we are. Let me just cheat something, okay? Power. I just want to take a look at what it looks like. So what we're going to do is... What do I need here? Blah 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 blah. Greater or equal to 20 tyranny. Rome is enacted princeps civitatis. So I will change this law, which will push people towards the populist faction. Actually, what I will do first. Wait, I can't do it. I'm not in observer mode. Alright, we can't do it. I wish I could. Look, I can't enact the dictatorship, but you've seen this game. Looks very, very cool. I had a lot of fun, and I think it is time for new beginnings. I will see you tomorrow in the next episode of Imperator Rome with a different nation. But I love this timeline feature. This is super cool. Alright, but with that, I will now leave you. Have a good one. Enjoy the quick replay yet again.